The distant world of Krithar was alive with activity, but not the gentle, quiet kind. Its plains were filled with machines, towers, and alien soldiers preparing for a great battle. The alien forces, towering and powerful, moved with precision. Each of them had advanced weapons, energy shields, and armor that gleamed under Krithar's twin suns. They had fought many species before, and all had failed. They believed nothing could stop them. At the edge of the battlefield, a small spacecraft pierced the dusty orange sky. Its design was plain, almost old-fashioned, but it carried its cargo steadily. Inside, a human soldier sat calmly. His uniform was simple, his armor scratched and worn. Compared to the aliens' shining suits, he looked small and weak. Even his weapons were basic by galactic standards, a few energy pistols and grenades that seemed almost primitive. The aliens noticed the tiny human ship land near the canyon outpost. Whispers spread among their ranks. "Is that it?" a tall alien commander asked, eyes narrowing. Another alien laughed, a deep rumble that shook the ground. "A human? That small thing? We will crush it in moments." The human soldier stepped out of the ship. His boots kicked up orange dust as he surveyed the battlefield. His posture was confident, steady. He looked at the alien forces, the machines, and the traps around the canyon. There was no fear in his eyes, only calculation, only focus. Nearby, a squad of human soldiers emerged from another transport. They were fewer in number, dressed in similar worn uniforms carrying weapons that looked simple but practical. They surrounded the lone human, their eyes showing trust. They had trained with him for years and knew one thing clearly. He was brilliant. The human soldier's name was Captain Ryan Hale. He was not the tallest, nor the strongest, nor did he have the most advanced equipment, but he had something the aliens had forgotten to account for. Human ingenuity, determination, and courage. He had a mind trained to find weaknesses even in the most formidable enemies. "Listen up," Ryan said to his squad. His voice was calm but commanding. "The aliens think we are weak. They are wrong. Their strength is their size, their armor, their technology. Their weakness is their predictability. They rely on power. We rely on brains and teamwork." His squad nodded, eyes bright with determination. They trusted him completely. Even now, as alien scouts hovered above in sleek flying machines, Ryan studied the battlefield. Every ridge, every canyon wall, every machine had a flaw if you knew where to look. The aliens laughed again when they saw him. A group of brutes with glowing armor pointed at Ryan and roared. Their weapons glinted in the sun. To them, this was a joke. "Look at the human," one said. "He thinks he can fight us. He cannot even lift our standard weapon." Ryan did not respond. He only observed. He studied the formations of the alien forces, the placement of their energy cannons, and the weak points in their armor. He noted the way their communication relied on signals that could be intercepted. Slowly, he began to form a plan. Hours passed as the humans prepared. They set up small traps using the rocks and debris around the canyon. They studied the alien patrols, memorizing every move. The aliens watched, thinking the humans were slow, weak, and foolish. They laughed again, confident that the humans would be an easy target. Ryan noticed something the aliens had not considered. The environment itself could be used as a weapon. Rocks, narrow paths, and natural ridges could funnel the alien forces into vulnerable positions. He whispered to his squad, explaining exactly how to lure the aliens into traps without putting themselves in danger. As the twin suns of Krithar began to set, casting long shadows across the battlefield, the first wave of alien scouts approached. Ryan's squad held their positions, hidden among rocks. They watched the alien soldiers move with confidence, expecting no resistance. Then, without warning, Ryan gave the signal. A small device, almost invisible, emitted a pulse that disrupted the aliens' communication for a moment. Confused, the scouts faltered. At that moment, Ryan's team sprang their trap. Rocks rolled down slopes, energy nets ensnared the scouts, and smoke grenades created chaos. The aliens were stunned. They had never faced tactics like this. They were used to strength, not clever tricks. They roared in frustration as the humans moved quickly, efficiently, and without fear. Ryan's squad captured several scouts, leaving the rest to retreat. From a distance, the alien commander growled, his confidence shaken. This is impossible. A human is leading them?" Ryan walked calmly through the dust, surveying the results of the ambush. His team followed without hesitation. He spoke briefly to the captured aliens, not in malice, but with clarity. "You are not unbeatable. Strength alone will not win this war. Even in that moment, the aliens could see it. Humans were not like other species. They were small, yes, and their technology was not the most advanced, but their minds were sharp and their courage was unbreakable. That night, as Ryan's squad made camp on the canyon edge, the aliens regrouped. They whispered about the human soldier. They feared his ingenuity, his calmness under pressure, and the way he inspired his team. For the first time, they doubted that their size and weapons would be enough. Ryan, however, did not rest. He studied the maps again, traced the movements of the enemy, and planned the next move. To him, this was not about glory. It was about survival. It was about showing that humans, even when underestimated, could achieve the impossible. In the quiet of the night, as Krythar's twin moons rose, Ryan looked out at the alien stronghold. His eyes were steady, focused. "They think this is a game of strength," he muttered to himself. "They will see the power of human mind and courage soon enough." And so, the first day ended with tension, strategy, and the promise of battle. The aliens had laughed at the human soldier's arrival. They believed him weak, unprepared, and irrelevant. But Captain Ryan Hale and his squad had already begun to turn the tide. The canyon, which seemed like a trap, had become a proving ground for human bravery, intelligence, and resilience. Tomorrow, the real test would begin. The aliens would come in force, expecting an easy victory. Ryan knew it would not be easy, but he was ready. And so were his soldiers. They were small, but they were human. And humans, as the galaxy was about to learn, could do the impossible. The sun rose over Krythar, painting the canyon walls in shades of orange and gold. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad were already awake, moving quietly through the rocks and dust. They had no time for rest. The aliens would soon return, this time with larger forces, more weapons, and even greater confidence. Ryan studied the narrow canyon ahead. It was considered impassable by the aliens, a natural barrier with jagged cliffs, unstable rocks, and hidden chasms. Most alien commanders avoided it entirely, thinking no army could pass without massive casualties. But Ryan saw opportunity. "This canyon is our advantage," he told his squad. "They won't expect us to use it. We'll move carefully, use the terrain, and turn their strength against them." His soldiers nodded. They trusted him completely. Every move Ryan made was precise. Every instruction was calculated to give them the best chance at success. While the aliens relied on raw power, Ryan relied on planning, observation, and human creativity. The squad began moving. They climbed jagged rocks, avoided unstable paths, and quietly set traps along the way. Simple devices were placed in narrow corridors, rocks balanced to roll at the right moment, ropes connected to tripwires, small grenades hidden behind ledges. Each was a small, clever idea, but together they formed a deadly network. Meanwhile, alien scouts watched from above. They noticed human movement but only laughed. "They think they can challenge us?" One shouted, its voice echoing through the canyon. Another added, "A few humans in a trap-filled canyon? They will fall before reaching the center." Ryan ignored their mockery. He knew their laughter was predictable. Aliens often relied on fear and intimidation, assuming their size and weapons alone guaranteed victory. That assumption was their weakness. Humans had learned to thrive when underestimated. Hours passed as the human squad carefully made their way through the canyon. Every step was measured, every corner checked. Ryan paused frequently, listening for alien movement, observing shadows, and noting any changes in the terrain. He spoke to his team quietly but firmly. "Move slow," he said. "Stay alert. Watch for signs of weakness. They will not fight like we expect, but we can use their habits against them." The aliens were not idle. They began sending patrols into the canyon, believing the humans were too slow to reach strategic positions. These patrols were confident, their armor shining in the sun. They expected an easy fight, thinking the humans would panic or retreat at the first sign of danger. Ryan's squad waited. The first patrol entered the canyon's narrowest passage. At the perfect moment, Ryan gave the signal. Rocks balanced on the cliff edge rolled down, blocking the alien patrol's path. Small nets sprung from hidden tripwires, entangling the aliens' legs. Smoke grenades obscured vision, causing chaos and confusion. The aliens roared in frustration. They had not expected such clever tactics. Their strength was irrelevant here. They struggled to free themselves from the traps while Ryan's squad moved silently, capturing a few of the disoriented patrols. From a distance, the alien commanders began to realize something unusual. This human soldier was not relying on strength. He was using his mind, the environment, and teamwork to overcome obstacles that would normally be deadly. They murmured among themselves, fear creeping into their voices. Ryan did not celebrate. He quietly signaled his team to continue moving. Every trap had a purpose, every action a plan. They advanced deeper into the canyon, always staying one step ahead of the alien patrols. By midday, they reached a narrow ridge overlooking the alien main force. Ryan studied their formation carefully. The aliens were confident, spreading out, relying on large machines and energy weapons. They underestimated the humans completely. "This is it," Ryan said. "We make our move here. We can't defeat them head-on, but we can force them into positions where their size and strength become weaknesses." The squad prepared carefully. Ryan pointed to specific spots along the ridge. "Set the traps here. Use the rocks to create choke points. Watch the energy patterns. They will try to overwhelm us, but we will be ready." The humans moved quickly, efficiently. Every rock, every rope, every device was placed perfectly. It was simple but brilliant. Their small numbers and modest weapons became advantages in the rugged canyon. The first wave of alien attackers arrived just after noon. They charged into the canyon, confident in their superiority. Their armor shone and their weapons glowed with energy. They laughed at the humans' tiny force, expecting an easy victory. Ryan signaled his squad. The traps activated perfectly. Rocks tumbled from above, blocking paths. Nets ensnared the aliens' legs. Smoke filled the air, confusing their vision. The humans struck swiftly, targeting weak points, capturing and disabling machines with clever tools. The aliens were stunned. They had never faced opponents who used creativity and strategy instead of pure power. They roared in frustration, striking blindly, but every attack was anticipated by Ryan and his squad. From above, the alien commander shouted orders, trying to regain control. "Do not let these humans disrupt us. Crush them." But it was too late. The canyon had become a maze of clever traps and obstacles. The humans moved with precision, exploiting every weakness. Even alien soldiers who were stronger and larger found themselves struggling. They were forced to retreat, embarrassed and frustrated. Ryan's squad did not pursue recklessly. They knew the aliens would regroup. Instead, they held their positions, maintaining control over the canyon. Ryan observed carefully, noting every mistake the aliens made. As night fell, the alien forces retreated to the outer plains. They were not defeated completely, but they had learned something important. Humans were dangerous not because of size or strength, but because of their minds and determination. Ryan's squad gathered around a small campfire, tired but satisfied. He spoke quietly, addressing his soldiers. "They laughed at us today. They thought we were weak, unprepared, but we proved them wrong. This is just the beginning. We will continue to use our minds, our teamwork, and our courage. They will never underestimate humans again." His squad nodded. They felt inspired not just by victory but by Ryan himself. He had shown them that even in impossible situations, humans could survive and succeed with clever thinking, preparation, and courage. Meanwhile, the aliens convened in a distant command center. The alien commander frowned, looking at the reports of the day's events. "This is unusual," he said. "The humans are smaller, weaker, and poorly equipped, yet they resist us at every step. Their strategy, it is unlike anything we have faced." Another alien added, "We cannot rely on strength alone. We must consider their minds. Perhaps they are more dangerous than we thought." For the first time, the alien leadership felt uncertainty. Their confidence had been shaken by a single human soldier and his small squad. Ryan, meanwhile, rested briefly under the stars, his eyes on the alien positions in the distance. He was calm, but his mind worked tirelessly. He planned the next move, thinking of ways to continue using the canyon to his advantage. He knew the aliens would return with greater force, but he was ready. Humans had always survived against impossible odds. They adapted, they learned, and they fought with determination. Ryan knew that as long as his squad followed his lead, they could continue to surprise the aliens, and he was determined to show that human courage and intelligence could overcome even the greatest challenges. As Crither's moons rose, casting silver light over the rugged canyon, Ryan stood at the edge of the ridge watching. The aliens would come again. They would try to crush the humans, just as they had tried countless other species. But Ryan Hale and his squad would be ready. Humans were underestimated, yes, but that was their strength. The canyon, once thought impassable, had become a proving ground. And the galaxy was about to witness the true power of the human mind and spirit. Tomorrow, the battle would continue. But Ryan and his squad had already proven one undeniable fact. Humans were not just survivors. They were fighters, thinkers, and innovators. And the aliens had learned, with a mix of fear and respect, that underestimating a human was the gravest mistake they could make. The next morning, Krythar's twin suns rose over the canyon, casting long shadows across the rugged terrain. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad were already awake, moving carefully along the ridge. The previous day's success had given them confidence, but Ryan knew the aliens would not make the same mistake twice. They would return with a larger force, more machines, and stronger weapons. Today will be different, Ryan said quietly to his squad. They expect us to be slow and weak, but we will use their expectations against them. We have the advantage of planning, observation, and determination. Remember, brains over brawn, the squad nodded. They had seen Ryan's strategy work before. They trusted him completely. Every plan, every movement was carefully considered. Ryan led them through hidden paths, avoiding open spaces where the alien strength could be deadly. On the other side, the alien commander had gathered his forces. He was furious at the humans' resistance. This human soldier, he is clever, the commander growled. He and his team are not strong, yet they disrupt our plans. Today we will crush them. Do not underestimate them. The aliens advanced in formation, large machines stomping the ground, energy weapons glowing. Their soldiers moved with confidence, expecting an easy victory. But Ryan had anticipated this. He had studied their formations, predicted their tactics, and found the weaknesses they themselves overlooked. Ryan's squad moved silently to the flanks. They avoided the main path, instead taking narrow routes and high ridges that gave them an advantage. Along the way, they set more traps. Simple devices, rocks, ropes, small explosives were placed to slow the enemy, misdirect them, and create chaos. Every step was calculated. The first wave of aliens entered the canyon at midday. They moved with their usual confidence, laughing at the humans below. They thought the humans would panic at the sight of their size and firepower. But Ryan's squad was ready. At his signal, the traps activated. Rocks rolled from above, blocking paths. Nets dropped from hidden cliffs, ensnaring legs and arms. Smoke filled the air, confusing the alien soldiers. Ryan's team moved quickly, targeting weak points in the alien machines. They disabled energy shields, jammed weapons, and captured several soldiers. The aliens were shocked. They had never faced opponents who used intelligence instead of brute strength. Their confusion grew as they realized the humans anticipated their every move. They roared in frustration, striking blindly, but every attack was met with preparation and precision. Ryan stayed calm, directing his squad with clear instructions. Move left. Take cover behind that ridge. Use the rocks to funnel them. Every command was executed perfectly. Every movement had a purpose. The aliens were powerful, but their predictability was their downfall. As the battle continued, the alien commander decided to confront Ryan personally. He moved toward the ridge where Ryan was stationed, flanked by elite soldiers. Their size and armor made them intimidating, but Ryan did not flinch. He studied them carefully, noting gaps in their formation and weaknesses in their armor. The alien commander shouted across the canyon, his voice booming. "Human, your tricks will not save you. Face me and admit defeat." Ryan met the commander's gaze calmly. "I fight for survival and for my people," he replied. "Strength alone does not win battles. Mind, courage, and teamwork do." The alien commander growled, offended by the human's words. He charged, expecting to overwhelm Ryan with sheer power. But Ryan had anticipated this. He moved strategically, using the narrow canyon and uneven terrain to his advantage. Every strike by the alien commander was dodged or deflected, every move countered with human ingenuity. Meanwhile, Ryan's squad targeted the elite soldiers accompanying the commander. They used simple tools, small explosives, and clever traps to disable the soldiers without direct confrontation. The canyon became a maze of chaos for the aliens while the humans moved like a single, precise unit. The aliens began to feel doubt. Their superior strength and technology were not enough. They were forced to retreat from traps, defend themselves against unexpected attacks, and reconsider the humans' capabilities. Ryan used this moment to inspire his squad. They are strong, yes, but we are clever and united. Keep moving, keep thinking, keep striking. This is how humans win. The squad moved with renewed energy. They climbed cliffs, swung across narrow ledges, and struck from unexpected angles. Every move disrupted the aliens' formation further. Even the elite soldiers were forced to fall back, frustrated and confused. Above the battlefield, alien commanders watched helplessly. Their confidence had been shaken. The humans were not just surviving. They were controlling the flow of the battle. Every attempt to overpower them failed. Every plan was anticipated. Ryan saw an opportunity. He signaled a small detachment of his squad to move to a higher ridge. From this position, they could disable the main energy generators powering the alien machines. It was risky, but the potential reward was immense. The squad climbed swiftly, avoiding detection. They reached the generator platform and placed small devices that disrupted energy flow. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the alien machines slowed, their weapons flickering. The humans had turned the tide. The alien commander roared in frustration. Impossible. A human and his squad have done what no other species could. They are clever and fearless. Ryan remained calm. He knew the battle was far from over, but he also knew that confidence was shifting. The aliens had begun to see humans differently, not as weak, primitive creatures, but as dangerous, intelligent opponents. As the sun began to set, Ryan's squad regrouped. They had won the skirmish for the canyon, but the larger alien force remained. Ryan spoke to his team, his voice steady and inspiring. We have shown them what humans can do, but the fight is not over. Tomorrow they will return stronger. We must be ready, smarter, and even more united. Humans are underestimated, and that is our advantage. Never forget that. His squad nodded, tired but motivated. They had seen their leader outthink and outmaneuver a larger, stronger enemy. They had witnessed human ingenuity in action, and their respect for Ryan and for themselves grew. That night, the alien forces convened. The alien commander was furious, pacing in the central command tower. We underestimated humans, he admitted. They are small, but they are clever. They fight with their minds, not just their bodies. We must reconsider our tactics, the alien council murmured. For the first time, doubt crept into their ranks. They had relied on strength, technology, and size for centuries. Yet one human soldier and his small squad had disrupted everything. Meanwhile, Ryan studied the battlefield under Crithar's twin moons. He was calm, but his mind worked tirelessly. He planned the next moves, predicting how the aliens would respond, and preparing strategies to continue using the canyon to their advantage. Humans had survived against impossible odds before. They adapted, learned, and fought with determination. Ryan knew that as long as his squad followed his lead, they could continue surprising the aliens and turning every challenge into an advantage. And so, the canyon became more than a battlefield. It became a proving ground, a place where human courage, intelligence, and ingenuity could shine. A place where even the strongest aliens would learn that size and technology alone could not defeat a determined human mind. Tomorrow, the aliens would return, likely with even greater force. But Ryan Hale and his squad were ready. They had proven that humans were more than what the galaxy expected. They were thinkers, fighters, and innovators, and the aliens would soon understand that underestimating humans was a mistake they could not afford to repeat. The morning sun rose over Crythar, its twin rays glinting off jagged canyon walls. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad were already in position, moving with quiet precision. The aliens had returned, larger in number and armed with heavier machines. Their confidence had been shaken by the previous encounters, but they still believed their size and strength would ensure victory. Ryan surveyed the battlefield carefully. The canyon was now a well-prepared trap. Rocks were balanced to roll at the right moments. Narrow paths funneled enemies into predictable routes, and hidden devices disrupted energy shields. Every step the aliens took could be anticipated, every move used against them. He spoke quietly to his squad. Today, we do more than survive. We take control. Their strength is predictable. We will use our brains, our teamwork, and our courage to turn their power into weakness. Stay alert. Move smart. Strike with precision. The squad nodded. They had seen Ryan's strategies work before, and their trust in him was absolute. They knew that even against overwhelming odds, humans could prevail through intelligence and determination. From the cliffs above, the alien commander observed. He had learned to respect the human soldier, but frustration still burned. He ordered his elite forces to advance through the canyon. "This human has disrupted us long enough," he growled. "Today we end this. Crush them completely. Leave no human standing." The aliens moved confidently, their armor gleaming, weapons charged. They believed the humans were cornered, trapped within the canyon. But Ryan had anticipated this. His team moved silently along high ridges and hidden paths, prepared to outmaneuver the enemy. The first wave entered the canyon, and as expected, the traps were triggered. Rocks tumbled from above, nets ensnared legs and arms, and smoke obscured vision. The humans struck swiftly and accurately, disabling key weapons and capturing some soldiers. Ryan's squad advanced, moving like a single, cohesive unit. Every action was deliberate. Every movement had purpose. The canyon, once thought impassable, was now their advantage. The humans were small, but their minds and teamwork made them powerful. The alien commander, frustrated, decided to confront Ryan directly. He advanced with elite soldiers, hoping to overwhelm the human with sheer power. Ryan met their approach calmly, analyzing every movement. He signaled his squad to positions that gave them cover while maintaining offensive advantage. The confrontation was intense. The alien commander swung a massive weapon, expecting Ryan to falter, but Ryan anticipated every strike, dodging and countering with precision. His small size and agility allowed him to move through spaces too tight for the larger alien. The humans used the environment as armor and weapons. Rocks, slopes, and narrow passages became tools in their hands. Meanwhile, Ryan's squad targeted the elite alien soldiers. Using clever devices, small explosives, and traps, they neutralized the soldiers without direct combat. Every strike disrupted the enemy's formation, forcing them into confusion. The aliens, used to overpowering opponents through size and technology, struggled to adapt. Seeing his forces falter, the alien commander ordered reinforcements. Massive machines advanced, weapons glowing, energy shields flickering in the sunlight. But Ryan had already anticipated this move. He signaled his squad to activate a series of well-planned diversions. Rocks and boulders were rolled from cliffs, blocking the paths of the machines. Small improvised devices jammed energy shields, causing sparks and malfunctions. Smoke screens and dust clouds hid the humans' movements, making them appear almost invisible. The aliens were forced to slow, hesitate, and regroup. Ryan knew this was the perfect moment for a bold move. He led a small team up a narrow ridge, flanking the alien forces from behind. From this elevated position, they could disrupt the main energy generators that powered the larger machines. It was risky, but the reward would be decisive. The squad moved swiftly, avoiding detection. They reached the generator platform and placed devices that disrupted energy flow. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the alien machines slowed, their weapons flickering. The humans had turned the tide. The alien commander roared in frustration. "Impossible. One human and a small squad have done what no other species could. They are clever and fearless." Ryan remained calm, observing the battlefield. He knew the aliens' morale had shifted. Their confidence was replaced by caution, fear, and uncertainty. The humans had proven that intelligence, strategy, and courage could overcome brute strength. Ryan spoke to his squad. "Keep moving, keep striking. This is the moment to show them what humans can do. Every trap, every plan, every strike matters."
Today we do not just survive, we control the battle. The squad advanced with renewed energy.
They struck from unexpected angles, moving like shadows through the canyon. Even the strongest alien soldiers were caught off guard. They were forced to retreat, their machines damaged, their formation broken. From above, alien commanders could only watch in disbelief. Their greatest weapons, their largest soldiers, their advanced machines, all were being outmaneuvered by a small human squad. The alien morale began to collapse. Doubt spread among their ranks. Ryan used this moment to consolidate control. He signaled his squad to occupy key positions along the canyon. Every ridge, every choke point, every path was now under human control. The aliens could not advance without facing traps, ambushes, and strategic strikes. As the sun began to set, the alien forces retreated to regroup. They had not been destroyed, but their confidence was shattered. They had learned a valuable lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. Their small size and simple technology did not define their strength. Intelligence, courage, and teamwork made them formidable. Ryan's squad gathered on a high ridge surveying the canyon below. They were tired, but their spirits were high. They had proven themselves not just to the aliens, but to themselves. Ryan spoke quietly, addressing his team. Today, we have shown the galaxy what humans can do. We have turned their strength into weakness and their confidence into fear. But the fight is not over. They will return, and we must be ready. Humans are underestimated, and that is our greatest advantage. Never forget it. His squad nodded. They understood. They had seen their leader's strategy, courage, and determination in action. They had witnessed human ingenuity at its finest. They were not just survivors, they were thinkers, fighters, and innovators. That night, the alien commanders convened in a distant command center. Their pride was wounded, their arrogance shaken. We underestimated them, the commander admitted. They are small, but their minds are sharp. They fight with intelligence, not just strength. We must adapt or we will fail. For the first time, uncertainty crept into alien ranks. Their superior size and technology were no longer guarantees of victory. One human soldier and his squad had disrupted centuries of assumptions, and the alien commanders realized they had a serious problem. Meanwhile, Ryan studied the battlefield under the glow of Krethar's twin moons. He planned the next moves carefully. The aliens would return stronger and smarter, but he was ready. Humans had survived impossible odds before. They adapted, learned, and fought with courage and determination. And the canyon, once thought impassable and deadly, had become a proving ground. A place where human intelligence, strategy, and bravery could shine. A place where even the strongest alien forces were forced to rethink their approach. Ryan knew that the coming battles would test them further. But he also knew that humans were capable of extraordinary things when faced with impossible odds. With careful planning, teamwork, and courage, they could turn every challenge into an opportunity. The canyon, now under human control, was a symbol of what was possible. The aliens had underestimated humans for the last time. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad had proven that humans were more than they appeared. Clever, determined, and unyielding. Tomorrow would bring another battle. But today the humans had turned the tide, and the galaxy was beginning to see the true power of the human mind and spirit. The morning sun bathed the canyon in light, but the tension was palpable. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad were awake long before dawn, checking traps, reviewing positions, and preparing for the next alien assault. The previous days had shown them that the aliens underestimated humans, and Ryan intended to use that underestimation to its fullest. They will come stronger today, Ryan said quietly, addressing his squad. More soldiers, bigger machines, heavier weapons. But remember, they rely on size and power. We rely on intelligence, planning, and courage. Keep alert, stay coordinated, and trust each other. Humans survive because we adapt and never give up. His squad nodded. Each soldier knew their leader's strategy could mean the difference between life and death. But they were not afraid. They had seen Ryan outthink and outmaneuver forces far larger and stronger than themselves. Confidence had replaced fear. From the horizon, a massive alien fleet appeared. Machines marched forward, their weapons glowing, while soldiers in advanced armor prepared to advance into the canyon. The aliens had brought reinforcements, convinced that sheer numbers and overwhelming firepower would finally crush the human squad. Ryan studied their approach carefully. They think their size and strength are everything. Today we show them how wrong they are. As the aliens advanced, Ryan activated a series of traps throughout the canyon. Massive rocks rolled into their paths. Strategically placed barriers forced them into narrow routes, and hidden devices disrupted energy shields and weapons. Smoke grenades created confusion, masking human movement and amplifying the chaos. The aliens were caught off guard. Despite their larger numbers, they struggled to maintain formation. Machines slowed, soldiers fell into traps, and their energy weapons flickered unpredictably. Their advantage in size and technology was neutralized by human planning and ingenuity. Ryan's squad moved like shadows, striking with precision at key points. Small explosives disabled machines, nets ensnared soldiers, and clever diversions misled the enemy into vulnerable positions. Every action was calculated, every movement purposeful. From a cliff above, the alien commander watched helplessly. He had underestimated the humans before, and now his forces were being decimated despite superior strength and numbers. Frustration boiled inside him. He roared orders, but his soldiers were scattered and disoriented. Ryan noticed the commander's distraction. "Now," he whispered to his squad, "strike where it hurts. Focus on the machines and the leadership. Disrupt their command and they'll have nothing to organize them." The squad moved swiftly. From hidden positions, they disabled communication devices, jammed energy shields, and struck at the alien commander's elite soldiers. With precision, they disrupted the command chain, leaving the aliens in disarray. The canyon echoed with the sound of battle, rocks tumbling, energy weapons sparking, and shouts of confusion. But amid the chaos, the humans remained calm, coordinated, and relentless. They had turned the canyon into their weapon, using terrain, intelligence, and courage to overcome the aliens' superior power. Ryan led a small strike team directly toward the alien commander. They moved with speed and precision, using narrow passes and high ridges to avoid the heavier forces. The commander swung his massive weapon, trying to intimidate and overpower Ryan, but the human soldier anticipated every move. Ryan dodged, countered, and struck with clever tools and calculated precision. Each action exploited a weakness in the commander's armor, forcing him back. It was not brute strength that won this clash. It was human ingenuity, determination, and courage. Meanwhile, the rest of Ryan's squad disabled key machines, captured soldiers, and created chaos among the alien ranks. The larger force, once confident and powerful, began to falter. Fear and confusion replaced arrogance. They had underestimated humans, and now the consequences were clear. The alien commander, realizing his defeat, roared in frustration. "Impossible! One human, a small squad. They should not be able to challenge us." Ryan stood tall, calm, and steady. "Strength alone does not win battles," he said. "Brains, courage, and teamwork do. That is what humans have. That is why we survive and succeed." Seeing their leader falter, the remaining alien soldiers began to retreat. Machines slowed, weapons powered down, and formations dissolved. Ryan's squad held their positions, controlling the battlefield while the aliens withdrew to regroup. The canyon fell silent. Dust and smoke hung in the air. The humans had survived, not just through strength, but through clever strategy, determination, and unbreakable teamwork. Ryan surveyed the battlefield, proud of his squad. "We've done more than survive," he said. "We've shown them the power of human intelligence and courage. They came thinking humans were weak, but we've proven otherwise." His squad nodded, exhausted but exhilarated. They had fought against overwhelming odds and won. They had demonstrated that humans were not defined by size, technology, or sheer force, but by the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Meanwhile, the alien commander regrouped with his council. Their pride was broken, their arrogance humbled. "We underestimated them," the commander admitted. "They are small, yes, but their minds are sharp. Their courage and teamwork. It is unlike anything we have faced. We must respect them or face defeat again," the alien council murmured in agreement. For the first time, they saw humans as more than primitive creatures. They were intelligent, resourceful, and fearless. One human soldier had led a small squad to victory against an overwhelmingly stronger force. The lesson was clear: underestimate humans at your own peril. Ryan, meanwhile, returned to his squad. He spoke quietly, acknowledging their bravery. "You all performed brilliantly. Today we survived and we controlled the battlefield. But more importantly, we showed that humans are capable of extraordinary things when faced with impossible odds. Never forget that." The squad smiled, proud and inspired. They had followed Ryan through danger and uncertainty, and together they had achieved what seemed impossible. They had proven that even against the greatest odds, humans could adapt, innovate, and triumph. As night fell, Crither's twin moons rose over the canyon, casting silver light across the terrain. Ryan stood at the edge of the ridge, looking at the retreating alien forces. He knew the battle was far from over, but the humans had established dominance. They had gained respect not through brute strength, but through cleverness, courage, and teamwork. Humans had always survived against impossible odds. They adapted, learned, and fought with determination. Ryan knew that as long as his squad remained united, nothing could truly stop them. The canyon, once thought impassable and deadly, had become a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. The aliens would remember this day not as a victory but as a lesson. Humans were underestimated, and that underestimation was their greatest strength. Ryan looked at his squad one last time for the night. "We've shown the galaxy what humans are capable of," he said. "Brains, courage, and teamwork will always find a way. Remember this. The galaxy may face humans and think us weak, but we survive and we thrive because we never stop thinking, never stop fighting, and never give up." The squad nodded, feeling the truth in his words. They had faced impossible odds and survived. They had outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and defeated a force far stronger than themselves. They were humans, and today the canyon had proven that human spirit and intellect were forces to be reckoned with. The aliens would continue to pose challenges, but the message was clear. Humans could not be underestimated. Even the strongest, most advanced, and most confident forces in the galaxy could be outsmarted by human ingenuity, teamwork, and courage. Captain Ryan Hale and his squad had made history on Krithar. They had demonstrated the power of human strategy and heart. And in the days to come, the galaxy would remember. Humans are not the weakest, not the smallest, not the simplest. Humans are survivors, thinkers, innovators, and warriors capable of achieving the impossible. The night settled over the canyon. Stars sparkled above, and the twin moons cast their gentle glow. Ryan watched, proud of his squad, proud of humanity and ready for whatever challenge might come next. The aliens had laughed at their arrival. Now they would never make that mistake again. Humans had arrived not just to survive but to prove their worth. And on Krithar, the first battle had shown the galaxy that humans could face the strongest, the biggest, and the most advanced, and prevail.